Have a little talk about just day game in general, Mexico, Playa Del Carmen, so experiences, that kind of thing. You've got a channel, right?
Yeah, I got a channel, yeah.
You're not as active now, but you're thinking about maybe just...
Yeah, I want to start doing the videos again. I just took a break because I was working a 9-to-5 job at the time and I had to private a lot of the infield, so now I'm not doing that. So yeah, now I want to get back on YouTube again.
Cool. All right, yeah, so yeah, I mean, obviously we're here both in Playa del Carmen, great place, amazing weather, nice girls, nice place in general just to be, no lockdown, or barely any lockdown, you just have to wear like a face mask when you go shopping or to get food and stuff. But otherwise, very free, very open, and very tropical, so yeah, it's a great place to be. How have you found it just generally?
Yeah, Playa is awesome, like every day you wake up, it's like a bit surreal, because you're so grateful for being here, because it's like London is pretty shit, you know, obviously with the lockdown. Here everything's open, like bars, clubs, you got the beach, you know, you got literally girls every second walking past. It's very good for the nightlife here, and yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty crazy to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, what I've found with day game is that generally speaking the girls are very receptive. What you do have to differentiate yourself with is, like, you know, there's so many like random people selling stuff. That's kind of almost like the biggest cock block when it comes to day game, I find. Like, you have to differentiate yourself from that, and a lot of it comes from doing a really solid front stop, or like if you're walking, doing a front stop.
Oh, you have to do a front stop here, because if you do like you can't, you have to do a solid approach, because otherwise they start thinking, is this guy a salesman?
Yeah, exactly. They just assume, oh, just another guy talking to me on the main street. He's obviously trying to sell me some crap that I don't care about. So you have to just differentiate yourself from that. I mean, to some extent you have to do that even in other places as well, like even in London, like on Oxford Street sometimes, but here it's definitely more the case. But yeah, occasionally you do get a girl like who's either by herself or with a friend, and they're just walking like really slowly, and you know, they're not really doing anything, so it's just easier to stop them. You don't even have to do like a full on front stop. But obviously the better you do the front stop, the more likely she's going to stop and actually want to speak to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of salesmen in Playa del Carmen trying to sell you like weed, cocaine, and it's like only 7 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, it's pretty intense with that. But yeah, I think the culture here is very different to the UK. Like Mexico, the girls are very receptive and off the open, and they give you really strong IOIs, like way more than London. They like really stare at you. Have you found that?
Kind of, but the thing with me is that I, in general, don't really place too much emphasis on IOIs, just in general. Because for me, I mean, I generally just look at like the hottest of the hottest girls. Generally speaking, they don't look at me, or they don't really look around in general. I've had, I mean, I've noticed a few like girls looking and stuff, but I don't place too much emphasis on that, because the way I see it, if a girl's hot, I'm just going to approach her. I don't give a fuck if she's looked at me or not.
Yeah.
So like,
exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it can be good though. Like if she has blatantly looked at you, you can use that as like an opener, as part of the opener, and be like, oh, I noticed you noticing me or whatever.
He was staring at me.
I wouldn't say like, so you got to be a bit careful sometimes, because sometimes they can get a bit like embarrassed and nervous and stuff when you be like a bit too sort of gamey with it.
Oh right.
But I think like it is worth kind of like calling it out, I think, in the opener, but in a kind of calibrated way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'd recommend coming to Mexico. You know, getting out the lockdown in London. I don't know if it's open now, but yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of abundance here compared. You know, like it's amazing, and yeah, been on some crazy dates recently. You said you had a crazy date yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, actually, yesterday was a complete fuck up, because the girl actually ended up being a gold digger, and she was like kind of demanding me to pay for a meal and stuff. So like we went to this like rooftop place. There was like a minimum spend of like a certain amount of money, and I just didn't want to eat anyway. And then she was like, if you don't buy me the food, I'm just going to leave. And I was like, okay, bye. And that was it. That was it. Yeah. So yeah, there is like, you do have to be a little bit careful of like some kinds of girls here, it's a bit of an issue. One thing to think about, like here in Mexico and like South America, that some girls do hustle quite hard,
Yeah, they do,
obviously
yeah.
they're coming, they're not coming from the same kind of upbringing that we are quite privileged to have, so it's different. But like you do have to be a bit careful that the girl isn't just kind of using you for your wealth. With some girls, for what I'm trying to do now is kind of screen that out a bit more, because I'll ask a girl like what she does for work and stuff, and like try and figure out exactly what she's doing, what kind of person she is, because you don't want to be in that situation where you're just wasting time like with one of these girls.
I usually try and avoid asking them about their work here, because some of them, because they probably don't enjoy their job. So I say, what do you do for fun? Cause,
that's not bad either.
But I know what you mean, screening them, because I don't mind paying for a girl though if she's already invested, but you don't want to start paying for girls who are just clearly using you. So like if you actually like the girl, that's definitely buy a dinner, pay for her taxi, but I wouldn't want to obviously deal with a gold digger like that.
Exactly. This one was a hardcore gold digger, and she obviously does it to probably a lot of guys, like tourists around here. I mean, she was like really hot, but she had like fake ass, fake tits, quite massive ass, massive tits. So maybe those were like telltale signs, I don't know. But then you don't know until you know. It's one of those things, really.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I recommend guys to get out of Europe, and head out to South America. Also, if you look like, I don't know what they call it, gringo or whatever, you're going to stand out here, because definitely you look different.
The thing is, here in this specific part of Mexico, in Playa del Carmen, like there are a lot of gringos here. There are some quite high value guys here. So you're not going to necessarily like stand out, but you are going to get girls who are going to be into you, like Mexican girls and like South American girls. Even more so like if you go to another part of Mexico. But the reason this place right here is good is because everyone here is on holiday and they're relaxed, they're chilling out, and they actually want to actually meet guys. Whereas if you go to like a big city, maybe they're afraid of COVID. I found that to be the case in Mexico City. Like there wasn't as much of an abundance as hot girls, and there weren't as many girls who are actually willing to come out and meet you. Like here, if you do day game, not even like super hard, but like reasonable, like you do like you do like 5 approaches a day, you get a date every day from that.
Yeah, you can definitely.
Yeah, if your day game is on point.
Well, what do you think about? Because there's always nuances in every country, so I think like they respond better here to instant dates than they do to numbers.
Exactly,
the culture here is a bit flaky, so the girls, if they say they're going to meet you at this time, they're usually always late, an hour late. So
exactly, I
feel like you have to do faster escalation.
100%. Yeah, here like numbers don't mean too much here because it's very flaky because of the fact that people are coming here for holidays.
It's quite transient, this place.
Very transient place, yeah. So they're coming here for holidays, and they're only here for a certain amount of time, and they're here most likely with their friends. And so if you do manage to get a girl who's by herself, not doing much, you just really want to be going for an instant date. Obviously, unless you're busy yourself at that specific time, there's no reason not to go on an instant date, and try and push it as far as you can, really. People are just coming here, just to have fun, really.
Exactly.
But yeah, what you said as well, girls do tend to be very late for dates. I found that myself. Like every single date I've had, the girl's been like fucking late.
Yeah, really late.
And so the best thing to do is like what I do now is literally like I just say, "Are you here yet?" I say, "Are you here yet?" while I'm at home.
You don't want to be the guy standing there.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking stand there. Because the thing is, even if you what I do sometimes in London is if the girl's super late,
you just go to another venue. That's what I do.
No, in London, if the girl's late, I just go like a few blocks away, a few like 100 meters down the road, and just start approaching again. That's what I do. But the thing is, you can do that in London because it's not that big of a place. But here, because it's a bit smaller, the girl could be on her way and she could see you approaching, and you don't want to fuck it up. That's the only thing here. So that's why I say when the actual time is to meet them, be like, "Are you here yet?" And then if she says yes, then okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Or otherwise, just oh no, I'm on my way. That means she's going to be there in half an hour or something.
Exactly. Or what I do is I will go to the first venue and then I'll just tell them meet me here.
Yeah.
But yeah, another thing in Mexico is that girls a lot of them try to bring their friends on the first date.
Oh, have you had that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I've not had that actually.
Not much, a bit,
Yeah.
but then another thing, and also they always want to go partying and clubbing. So yeah, you do have to be comfortable doing clubs. If you're not comfortable in clubs, it's going to be difficult here because.
I don't know. It depends. Like, if a girl is just by herself, you don't necessarily have to do clubs. But if a girl's with her friends, then I think clubs is generally a thing. If the girl is with her friend, she's always going to prioritise her friend over you, like 99% of the time. So yeah, that's one thing to bear in mind. It can